Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock, so we're going to get started right on time. Good afternoon again, and welcome to the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. In just a few minutes, we'll hear from some very special guests, but first let's honor our nation with a presentation of colors and Pledge of Allegiance. Our color guard today comes from the award-winning JROTC Battalion at University High School, which since its inception in 2002 has been under the direction of First Sergeant Leonard Montalongo. The members of the color guard today are Cadet Command Sergeant Major Krista Kemp, Cadet Private Cassandra Valenzuela, Cadet Private Adrian Biril, and Cadet Private Brenda Diaz. And as the colors are presented, will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by James Stefka Jr. of China Spring High School. China Spring ISD is one of the 12 participating school districts in this manufacturing academy. You're already standing, so let's honor our country.
All right, join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's give the color guard a hand. And you may be seated. Well, Waco ISD is pleased to once again put this building to use for the purpose of educating future generations. Over the years, this building has been used for multiple purposes: a special education center, a kindergarten center, a Montessori magnet school, and an elementary school. It also served as a temporary location for students from Dean Highland Elementary and Bells Hill Elementary, while new buildings were being constructed for those children. On August the 26th, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow, a new chapter in the history of this building will begin. It's also important to note that the furniture here in the cafeteria, as well as the classrooms you'll be visiting a bit later, comes from some of the schools that closed during last year's consolidation. We believe that the use of recycled furniture is a frugal use of taxpayer dollars. The Manufacturing Academy we celebrate today is made possible by a host of business partners, the names of which will be mentioned later in this program. But the driving force behind the endeavor has been the Waco Business League. It's now my pleasure to introduce from the Waco Business League, Mr. Wilton Lanning.
Thank you very much. We're here today to see and celebrate a dream. And it's a dream that we've had for a long time, and a challenge that we've had in Waco and in Central Texas, how to create and produce a productive workforce in our community for our business and industry. And we kept talking about that. How do we do this thing? Curtis Cleveland, Central Texas Ironworks Vice President, formerly in another life was Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce. And he said back then, you know, we kept saying, we need to do this, we need to fix this. Curtis, we're getting pretty close, aren't we? Well, the Waco Business League is composed of CEOs of a number of the Waco businesses, and for years they have thought, how do we generate this? How do you get it kick-started? And unfortunately for us today, Charles Olson is not able to be here, but an attorney named Charlie Olson is not just an attorney, he's an attorney with a passion. And his passion is for education, in particular, his education of children for career areas. Mayor Virginia Dupuy, Mayor Duncan, we're mayored up here pretty well, I think. Well, I've been kidding Marcus. Marcus is the new principal of this school. And if you have missed seeing the full color newspaper ad of Marcus Lamar Walker, here it is. And if that, you're still here, you came anyway. And Marcus has assured me that after the ribbon cutting, any of you that want an autograph, he'll be happy to take care of that matter. But seriously, the local business leaders have dreamed of this day. And this dream is a reality thanks to a unique partnership. And this unique partnership is something in several different ways that's totally unique. It's the business community working with education. And I've only been here about 95 years myself, but I have never seen all the districts in Waco area joining hands and working. The word independent in schools, they mean independent. But in this case, there are about 10 contiguous school districts that are all joined hands working with us. And so this is a historic day, and I'd like to quote that the Waco Business League, this is from Charlie Olson, has been looking for increasing the numbers of skilled workers as a driving economic development force. And creating more skilled workers will attract more businesses, and we will have more in Waco. And so it's a really win-win situation. This city has assets, and we can upgrade the overall skills of our workforce. This is serious. Charlie likes to say we're not welded barbecue pits. This is 21st century welding. Is that right? And it just turns out that Dr. Kane's trusty leaders over here, Donna McKethin and Marcus, have taken hold of this, and they're so serious about it. They taxed us. They said, you want to help us, you've got to learn all this stuff here. And so I said to Bob Wallace and to Rick Tullis and others, here. But about 2 weeks ago, Donna and Marcus invited us to go to Houston and to be recognized on a state level. And there's a state organization, CTE Programs Outstanding Service Award. And so on behalf of all of you, we were able to go down there and be recognized statewide. And this is really more unique than you realize. It's such a win-win to take a facility that we already have and equipment, a lot of which we already had. But where would we know how to do anything about welding? Well, Tom from Time and Curtis from CTIW and Masonic and on made it happen. And so on behalf of the Waco Business League, we were proud to congratulate you and to tell you, as Charlie Olson would if he was here, that this is not the end of it. This is the beginning. There are going to be more and better as we go along, but we're off to a great start with a great team. Thank you very much.
Mr. Lanning, don't go very far. You're going to be needed here because we already have our copy of the special proclamation. In fact, it's being framed right now by Dr. Kane. But the opening of a facility like this would not be complete without a proclamation from our city leaders. And we feel honored to have Mayor Malcolm Duncan Jr. here this afternoon to present a proclamation recognizing the significance of this occasion. So Mayor Duncan and Mr. Lanning, why don't you come forward once again?
Thank you, Dale. I can't tell you how much fun it is to be here looking at y'all and looking at this place today. This represents the sum of many years of work. I served, when I first got on the council, with Career and Technical Education Committee that Donna and a bunch of other people from WISD, MCC, TSTC, we're all partners in this. The county, the city, the collaboration that this represents is truly unique, and it is the way of the future. And I'm just especially proud of what we have accomplished, and I look forward, like Wilton said, to cutting the ribbon on many more of these. I think we can't do a better service to our community in terms of economic development than preparing a path for our students to have a job when they get out and be gainfully employed. So now, Wilton, I would like to present to you, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Waco, do hereby proclaim August the 11th, 2013 as Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy Day in the city of Waco, and urge the people of Waco to join with the city council, the city staff, and me in celebrating the grand opening of the new Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. Now let's see, did we have that twice in that same sentence? This is technical work. The city of Waco is honored to recognize the collaborative efforts between the local business community and Waco ISD to provide an academy that will promote skilled trade and top careers in the advanced manufacturing industry through industrial and engineering technology programs. We congratulate and recognize the time, effort, and dedication of the Waco ISD School Board, educators, business and community leaders who were committed to making the academy a reality. We encourage the citizens of Waco to support the effort of the students and the staff of the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. Lastly, we commend all who have generously supported the construction of this school and earnestly thank them for their investment in the education of our youth. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and the seal of the city of Waco, the 11th of August, 2013. It's signed by me and my fellow council members. Thank you.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Thank
I'll leave
you.
it right here.
Thank you, Mayor Duncan, and thank you, Mr. Lanning, once again. We're now pleased to bring forward two local business leaders who represent the manufacturing world and played lead roles in the development of this school. Please welcome Curtis Cleveland, Vice President of Operations of Central Texas Iron Works, and Rick Tullis, owner of Capstone Mechanical.
Curtis will be up here in just a second. There wasn't enough room up here for both of us to stand at the same time, so we wanted to make sure we were judicious with that. But I would just like to take a second and express our thankfulness as the group of folks who got to get involved and try to move the ball forward. It was really a pleasure to be part of something that collaborative, this collaborative in our city. I really, whether it's in this arena or several others that I get to be involved with, I'm excited about the era of collaboration that we have in Waco, Texas right now. And I get excited when I think about, my kids who are growing up, and when they look back, they're going to say, wow, Waco has really changed, over their time of growing up. And it's events like this. It's things like Guama opening up that are going to be transformational in people's lives. That's exciting. And for me, I got involved with the process. I joined the Waco Business League a couple years ago and got to start getting involved, about 18 months ago. But as Wilton alluded to, there were people who've carried this vision for many years, some as many as 15 years. Curtis has been carrying this in his heart for a long time, and it's finally come together. The vision of the leaders at WISD and the other school districts, the educators to really open themselves up to go, hey, we're really going to, go talk to those crazy manufacturers and employers and find out what they need. I mean, that's a big risk on their part sometimes, and so I commend their leadership and willingness to do that. And as we talk about transformational pathways, I had an opportunity this week to hear a story about a friend of mine who knew of my involvement with Guama had talked to a friend of his at work, a place where he works, a lady whose son had, as they were talking, he found out her son was getting ready to drop out of high school, and he heard about this program. He heard about the Manufacturing Academy, and it interested him. And he signed up or applied, and he was so excited when he found out that he got accepted. And for him, it's going to be what keeps him in school. And it's going to give him, so he could have left high school and gone for a minimum wage job, and maybe he would have found his right path in life. But wow, how much greater now of an opportunity he has to get a great trade skill that can carry him the rest of his life. So if that's just one of the whole, 80 stories this year, hopefully 150 stories next year, and thousands of stories as we look back on this a few decades later, I mean, what a tremendous impact we will have had. I do want to take a second on your program here. We do have a list of founding partners, and I know several of you guys are here or people who are affiliated with these different companies, and I would love to recognize those folks. So please stand up if I call out one of these affiliations. So Waco Business League, I know there's some guys here from the league. Baylor University School of Engineering and Computer Science. Stand up and stay up, because we're going to clap for all you guys when we get done. Capstone Mechanical, there's some other folks here from Capstone. Caterpillar, Syntex, the Association of General Contractors, Central Texas Iron Works, Elixir Industries, Granger, Greater Waco Chamber of Commerce, Lockridge Priest, Manitou, Matheson Gas, Masonic Construction, Packaging Corp of America, SpaceX, Sturdy Steel, T-Squared Manufacturing, Texas State Technical College, Time Manufacturing, Timco, Vantran, Wallace Group, Region 12 Education Centers, and then we have a whole host of participating districts: Bosqueville ISD, China Spring ISD, Crawford ISD, Conley, Midway, La Vega, Lorena, McGregor, Riesel, Robinson, Waco, and the Methodist Children's Home. Okay, I didn't just read off just some random list. That's the group that's collaborating on this project. That's pretty dadgum amazing. Curtis, you come up, and we'll let you finish off with your brilliant remarks. Curtis is really good, so y'all are in for a treat.
Set me up. I just want to share with everyone that today is indeed the culmination of a dream. You've got community leaders like Charlie Olson and Mayor Duncan and myself. Dr. King, we're all graduates of Waco ISD, and we all have had the vision to do things better for our community and for the graduates of Waco ISD, and so this is a culmination of a dream. I do want to share with you, when this started coming together, and the school district and businesses and the folks who were the Business League were talking about this facility had been sitting vacant and idle, and it needed a lot of things done, a lot of TLC, a lot of mechanical things, and the beautiful room you're looking at right now wasn't so beautiful a little while ago. And so the discussion was, how is this going to happen? And Bob Wallace from the Wallace Group stepped up and said, well, you know what? We believe in this. We're going to help with architectural work. And Daryl Vickers, who I think is sitting right back here, he's the architect that had put many, many hours into making this dream come true. And Eddie Masonic Construction said, we want to be a part of this. And he said, we're going to help the construction management of this project because we want to see it come true. And Capstone Mechanical stepped up, and they said, you know what, we're going to help with some of this mechanical work. And Ronnie Crow from Lockridge Priest said, we're going to step up. And it happened. And today is the culmination of that dream. And for you parents and students that are here, what we, the business community and the industrial sector of the greater Waco area, want you to know is you listen to your superintendent, your principal, Marcus Walker. because next spring, you're gonna have the skills that give you a lifelong employment opportunity. And there's about 25 businesses and industries in this town who are gonna be lined up outside that door to offer you a job if you do everything that Principal Walker tells you to do. So today's an exciting day for some of us who've been dreaming that a long time. It's an exciting day for some folks who stepped up in the last 18 months to make it happen. And the fact that you're all here today is just a confirmation that everybody's dream is going to be a great dream. Thanks.
Well, Waco ISD feels fortunate to have found an experienced welding instructor to help us get this academy off the ground. And we didn't have to look very far to find her. Joy Rogerson joins the Waco ISD educational team after having been a welding instructor at Marlin ISD for the past 5.5 years. And Joy is one of Waco ISD's own. She's a 1983 graduate of Jefferson Moore High School. She has an animal science degree from Texas A&M University and is currently seeking her master's degree in education from Stephen F. Austin University. Joy is also an adjunct professor and welding instructor at Texas State Technical College. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joy Rogerson.
Thank you so much. My name is Joy Rogerson, and I will be your welding instructor here at the Academy. I am honored to serve you, the community, and these students. In the short time that I've been a part of GWAMA's team, I've had the best opportunity to form great relationships with brilliant instructional staff like my science teacher, my math teacher with WISD. Also, Texas State Technical College has been a big influence. I have got to work with dedicated community members and business leaders, and of course, some great students that will be coming this fall. I am so excited to take our students on a journey towards career and college readiness. That is so important to me. Our business advisory team, the math and science teachers, and I have been collaborating to make sure that everything these students do will be meaningful, rigorous, and relevant. Our students will graduate from the Academy with marketable job and college skills. They will be ready for the next stage in their life, whether that be going to college or continuing on to be employed. None of this would be possible without the help of our parents, you in the community, or our business leaders. Without all of you, including our students, this academy would not be here today. Again, I am so proud to be one of the catalysts in the success of our students, and with your help, we will make Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy, sorry, that's a mouthful, a success locally in our community, statewide, and maybe even get to go national with this model program. I want to make it one that you will be proud of and will be proud of these students that are coming out. The main thing are our students. Please give them a hand for me. I would like to take a moment. I have two students of my own that are former students with me from Marlin ISD. I have Ephraim Stewart. They're going to be embarrassed, but it's okay. Ephraim. He is a junior at Marlin High School. Ronnie Owens. Ronnie graduated last May. He's currently at TSTC. These gentlemen will be doing a demonstration in the back in the welding facility today for all of y'all to come by and see. And again, I appreciate you and thank you guys for helping me today.
Thank you, Joy. It's now my honor to introduce Dr. Bonnie Kane, Waco ISD Superintendent of Schools, who we fondly call the Energizer Bonnie. Since arriving at Waco ISD in the spring of 2010, Dr. Kane has been working tirelessly to make Waco ISD a school district of which we can all be proud. And now she offers some closing remarks before our ribbon cutting. Dr. Kane.
I can't tell you how proud I am to wear this shirt. This shirt carries that symbol. Before I was even superintendent, I was still in that. There's this strange 21-day period when you're going to be a superintendent. It's kind of like dating. You know, you're not official, but they've named you, and it's a real strange time. But during that time, I made several trips to Waco. And on one trip, Pat Atkins, who was the head of the search committee, asked me to eat lunch at Wells Fargo with members of the Business League. And we were having lunch, and everybody's getting to know each other. And I said, well, what's the most important, before I finished, what's the most important thing? Charlie Olson said, we need a greater, stronger focus on career and technology education. We have got to work with the business leaders. We have, clearly the point of the meeting was not to meet me. And everyone at that committee, it was a singular and wholehearted focus on that. Well, I was trying to figure out why it didn't happen. I mean, here we've got this business committee, and the question was asked of me, why can't we make this happen? We've been talking about collaboration, and the answer to that question of Mr. Olson's was, these things don't happen when just one piece doesn't fit. There are a lot of projects you can do, and this piece falls apart, but someone else can step in. When a school district and a business community and a city and a college work together, if one piece doesn't fit, it stops. People get their feelings hurt, or they're waiting on someone else, and it just kind of dies out. So I was trying to figure out what piece it was that didn't work. So I talked to Miss McKethan, and that was like talking to a junkyard dog about something. She's going, just let me go, I'm on it. We've been trying to do this. And I thought, well, maybe it's TSTC. Dr. Stuckley, I went to him, I had a meeting, and he said, Bonnie, we've been waiting on y'all. We've started this 2 or 3 times. Go to the school board. Gee, we need a building, which one do you want? Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what the problem was. I talked to Mr. Dupuy, only not as a school board member. He was part of the business group, and he said, why can't this happen? And I said, well, first of all, we can't afford to totally redo a building, to buy these machines. I said, example, consumables. We can't afford all the welding rods. And he said, how many do you need? He said, nobody's ever asked us for welding rods. Nobody's ever said, we need money for this. Just tell us what you need. And that's what I heard everywhere I went. It was, and no one for the past two and a half years has dropped the ball. It's just like Mr. Cleveland said, there's a need, the Wallace Group stepped up. There's this, Masonic stepped up. Everyone could not wait to help. So when we talk about collaboration, really the key point of a collaboration is what doesn't work. And for this, everything worked because everyone wanted this so badly. And it truly is the beginning. We've already got plans. Can I give them a sneak preview? We're looking at next year, masonry, plumbing. Now these are, take one or two. These are we don't know what order we're going to do them in. But they're not all 2-year programs like welding. Plumbing is probably going to be a 1-year program. There's a lot of things that we're going to have for the area, not for Waco ISD, but for the greater Waco area. So we can bring the resources that are limited. See, the business group can't go to every school district and put something like this in. You put it in one place and ask everybody to come. So thank you very much. Mr. Caffey wrote me these words, and his eyes are getting real big over there. So I got to, this school is indeed a dream come true. And he also listed everyone who was going to stand, and that's already been taken care of. So we're happy for that. So I'll go on to the last page. Welding and precision metal manufacturing will be our first two focuses. I've already done that. I hope you're as anxious as I am to watch this grow. Thank you so much, and now let's make our way outside for a rather unusual, yet appropriate, ribbon-cutting ceremony. You will have the opportunity to visit the welding lab and then the classrooms, and when you get to the end of the hall, if you'll peek through those doors, that's where phase 2 is going to be. But I'm going to warn you about going out there, because Ms. McKethan and I went out there to look where the wood shop would be. The doors lock on both sides. So we're standing out there trying to get, I can just see this going on, and Donna and I are still out there trying to get back in. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This could not have happened if any one group dropped the ball and nobody did. So please join us as we have our ribbon cutting. Thank you very much.
Get to where you can find a window. Charlie Olson, longtime member of the Waco Business League. A dream come true for you is this academy, as well as the members of your group. Talk about it.
Yeah, no question about it. Many years ago, the Waco Business League and the leadership in the business community began talking about the need to upgrade the skills of our workforce generally in McLennan County. And it's kind of a struggle to figure out, what needed to be done. And about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a very focused conversation with the idea being to approach the school district with some information from the business community about we need something. In this particular case, 21st century welding. We need 21st century welders to retain our businesses and to attract new ones. I had that conversation with Dr. Kane when she first came to town. She understood it completely and said, let's get working on it. And so from that conversation came a lot more conversation with those in the business community who use and need 21st century welders, and the business leadership in this school district and other school districts. And this is the product of that conversation.
And welding is only the beginning.
No question. There are 2 or 3 things that are particularly interesting about this school. First of all, it is a response to the needs of business. It's not just something that you pull off the shelf with a TEA and teach it because it sounds nice. It's being taught because this is what we need for economic development in this community. The second thing is it's a collaboration between the business community, those in the business community that have the particular needs, and a multitude of school districts. That's very unusual. First time maybe in the history of McLennan County, and we hope to have all the school districts involved before long.
And Waco is becoming somewhat of a leader in the state now because of this school.
Yeah, and it makes sense. McLennan County is the only county in the state of Texas that has a campus of TSTC, a quality community college, and a major 4-year institution. And then you add to that the brick, You add to that a forward-looking business league, chamber of commerce, active members of the business community, and with our location and all the things that are going on, it's a formula for success, and this is the time to be doing something like this.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. This is great. We look forward to the success of this institution and many others.
Pat Atkins, president of the Waco ISD School Board. Guama is now open. What do you think about it?
I think it's an amazing partnership between the education community and the business community to really meet the needs of students who aren't going to pursue a four-year academic degree. And it's exciting to see this first step being taken. And I think it was great to have the business community here to really see the potential for more partnerships in the future.
Let's talk about what this means for Waco ISD and for Central Texas.
Well, in terms of having not only the business community talking to the education community, but having so many different school districts partner as part of this program. And so that we have students, not only Waco ISD students, but students who have an interest in some of these manufacturing trades from other school districts are going to be able to be a part of this and take advantage of these opportunities. I mean, that's huge. And it's something that's not being done anywhere else in the state. And having TSTC and MCC on board as well makes this really an amazing opportunity for the young people and for the Central Texas area.
It starts with precision welding, but I stress it starts with welding. It goes on from there.
Absolutely. There are other trades that we're looking at right now that the business community will have some input on in terms of identifying other areas where they're anticipating growth industries in the Central Texas economy where we can begin to fill their need for tradesmen and for folks who can provide those services. And then there are other industries as well. I mean, long term, obviously there's a growing healthcare industry here in Central Texas. They're going to need technicians, both lab technicians and folks to service the medical equipment. And so there are other opportunities, and those dialogues will begin as early as this fall.
It is a big day for Waco ISD. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's very exciting.